Hey everybody, welcome to Baker Banter. Last day of May. Welcome Trent, welcome Trey.
Yeah, May's a good month. A lot of rain this month, but overall I like it, so it's sad to see it go. But good to be here tonight, guys.
I'm indifferent.
I wasn't a big fan of May.
April was definitely a little bit better for us in terms of our daily recipes. But let's get summer started with June coming on. I'm cool with that.
Right. Well, we got a lot to talk about here. We got some MLB to talk about. We got some cool NFL turnover touchdowns to talk about. We have some Stanley Cup finals, some NBA finals. We're actually going to finish up this episode with UFC fights. UFC 302. We're going to talk main event stuff, give you guys some odds, some picks, so on and so forth that maybe you can tell. Welcome, boys. As we start off this last day of May and head into the wonderful month of June. My birthday month.
Oh, there he is. We're starting to celebrate tomorrow, Trey.
Oh, yeah, gosh.
Better have
wait. Hey.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Man, that's early.
Richard Pop Top. Well, I actually didn't open any yet, so I wanted to save it to open with the Pop Top. So shout out to Richard. All right. But yeah, so we got a lot to talk about here. Trey, I think you had mentioned that you would like to start off with your strike here in Major League Baseball.
And would I ever? This is a day I think that a lot of baseball fans have been waiting for, I'd say for years. I know I thought it would come a lot earlier than what it finally has, but the announcement has been made. It's official. Angel Hernandez is retiring. He's out of the league after this year, fellas. Thank God. Let's get some claps for that because dude, atrocious. Yeah. He is awful. In honor of him retiring, I saw a bunch of there you go, Trent.
Whoa, Trent gave the fireworks. Post-game fireworks. That's good.
No, in honor of him retiring, there were a lot of Twitter pages that were showing some highlights of his worst calls or best of worst calls, I guess.
Dude, it was awesome.
Dude, it's hard to watch. It's like, what is he looking at sometimes? And then he gets like defensive and doesn't like admit it. Like, dude, you got it's hard to watch, but like I said, very happy day for baseball fans.
So it is the end of the season.
Yeah. Rumor is that he got into it with like a checkup meeting with umpires or whatever, the union, where they questioned his like ability, and he got real defensive, stormed out of the meeting apparently, and that's when he announced his retirement. So who knows?
What ability or lack thereof?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I think there's a little one. I think he was forced out.
Should have been a long time ago, Trent.
Yeah, and two, he knows what he's doing. You know, even they say any press is good press, and he made the games that he called about himself. Because here's the thing, they would show it on ESPN. You know, it'd be like a highlight of some games of how bad he was. So it's like he made it about him. He knew exactly what he was doing when he was blowing those calls half the time. So
keeping with the spirit of referees and things. So Angel Hernandez lives at. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah,
just kidding.
Jeez, man.
No,
Tyler's gonna run a special one day.
He was not the worst performing umpire this year, wasn't it? Buckner or
CB Buckner or something.
CB Buckner technically had a higher miss rate this year, so let's get his ass out of there too. Get them all about. Hey, I said it the other week. I like the relegation idea that what's his name, Max Scherzer. Proposed. Yeah. If you have this percentage of missed calls, you go down to the minors.
Or you just take it away altogether, the chance of ever having a missed call and ever having an incorrect call influence a game. You just make robots.
You love robots.
Calls, so. No, I just love them in baseball because I'm sick and tired of seeing umpires
You're a robot
get
guy,
people out.
I feel like
kill momentum.
I feel like Trey secretly watches the movie Her.
Oh my God!
Himself sometimes.
That's ridiculous. That's so
weird. I don't even know what that is.
It's that movie where that guy fell in love with like AI or something.
Joaquin Phoenix. There's a sex scene with a voice.
Oh
Well,
God.
no,
Okay.
I wasn't talking about that. I'm just saying how much you like love robots. This guy.
Oh,
But what the heck? All right. So Trent, you want to guess?
yeah.
I was just talking about the movie, and Trey's like this specific scene.
Yeah.
Like,
Trey's
all right.
like that's on his mind. So
Jeez.
maybe he
Oh, here we go.
does
Here
love-
we go.
Yep.
he does
Yep.
love that
Wow.
movie.
Get out of here.
It's got like a YouTube short on replay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So
Trent.
so my strike this week, I know we tend to work, one or two Orioles topics in there. So my strike this week is going to be for the Baltimore Orioles, which we are the official, unofficial,
That's
or
right.
unofficial official Orioles podcast. 18 straight series versus the AL East without a loss. So, one streak ends, another streak
Wow.
is still flourishing. So we are at our longest streak. Yes, I say we for the Orioles. Longest without a loss since 1969, which was actually the year that divisions actually got implemented. So just a heads up on that. And in that time period, we are 13-0-5. So this streak started, I believe it was either April of 23 last year, and we're going strong. 18 straight without a loss in a AL East series.
Okay, you're saying
Yeah.
the whole series, like they may have like lost one
They lost
in a
no,
series.
they lost a game in the series. They just have
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
Like,
right.
Right,
Okay,
right, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm like, hold
Mhm.
on a second. Didn't we just lose the Red Sox the other day?
but
So
we went.
you're
we went
saying
2-1 in
I
the
got
series.
You. I got you. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, I
So,
like that. That's good. I did not know that.
Yep,
I
18
do.
straight.
I do know to kind of piggyback off. This is not my strike, but to piggyback off that, we've only lost 3 to the AL East this season alone. So
Mhm.
3 games.
Yeah.
Shout out
That's
to
it?
1077 Froggy. I learned that this morning.
Dang,
Yeah, three games AL East.
It's
So
pretty impressive.
Yep, one to the Blue Jays, one to the Yankees, one to the Red Sox. And we
Yep.
got the Rays this weekend.
tomorrow, right? Or today.
Yeah. 43 games in 45 days the Orioles have moving
Wow.
forward.
Whew.
Yeah.
Love that.
Today was that one of those 2 off days.
Dude, those are some biblical numbers right there.
Yes.
40 days and 40 nights. All right, so I'll give you guys my strike here. My strike kind of touches on some things that Trent you had mentioned last week with the team specifically, and I'm looking at the Kansas City Royals. Followed them, looked at some statistics and stuff, but specifically, I want to just talk about them being covering machines in terms of the sports gambling world. Currently, right now, they're at 62.5% to cover the run line in games. Their average that they cover that run line by is plus 1.5. They have, you ready for this one? These are some interesting stats that I put together. They've only been favored in 24 games out of the 56 that they have played. Now,
Wow.
I think there might be another game in there, so I may be off by a game or two because I put these stats together Wednesday night. Out of those 24 games, they have covered the run line in 14 of those. They have been dogs in 32 of their games this season, and they have covered 20 of those 32 games. So looking at it overall, like I said, 62.5% cover rate right now. They are tops in baseball, and those percentages and stuff actually come from team rankings. I actually counted how many times they were favored and went through it. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
But put those numbers together. But yeah, so Kansas City Royals cover machines. I mean, they're also, like Trent, you pointed out last week, I'm not going to beat a dead horse with it, but they are playing very good baseball. So pretty neat team to see succeed right now.
Very good team to get some value on wagers.
Oh,
yeah.
Undervalued by most books. And they're good offensively, but really good defensively too.
I think that probably goes to the fact of why they are covering machines.
Well, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. They've only been favored in less than half their games, considering their record and how well they have been playing and their pitching. Like that's It's hard to believe. It's
It's
crazy.
it's reputation. I mean, it's how bad
Mhm.
they've been for how many years now straight, and I've said it now multiple times. It is very similar to how the books treated the Orioles last year, where you could get
Yep.
team total over 3.5 runs
Early.
I was gonna say maybe early, but not late. Late they were.
You could still get some good
Outstanding.
value. I mean, yeah. I mean, I was taking them all the way to the end. I mean, maybe this is a bad thing to admit even this year. I at least place one wager on the Orioles every single day that they play.
That's all right.
I'm serious. It's either their money line or their team total.
That's not bad. So but that's also kind of a fun bet to have, even if you're not making it a pick.
Yep.
Each day it's your team. It's like, hey, got some skin in the
Right.
game. Plus, I love to watch the game anyway, so why
Yeah.
not? So,
So if it's within the means, it's no hurt at all, right?
not John Means though.
Yeah.
Just kidding. All right, Trey, you want to get us going with your ball then?
Yeah, mine is pretty specific. It's just news that came out this week that I'm just not a fan of injuries in general. In particular, people that are exciting to watch. And for me, my ball is Ronald Acuna Jr. tearing his ACL out for the season.
Awful.
Oof.
Yeah. It's just not good for baseball. I mean, he's a superstar. He's exciting. He brings an energy to the games that you want to see and what people come to see when they watch baseball games. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I know if you're a Phillies fan, it might be beneficial to you in the long run, but you want to beat the best and you want to see him out there playing. So that's my ball.
It's interesting too, because I could be wrong on this, but I think the last time he got hurt, I think for the season, I think they won the World Series.
Oh yeah, maybe, yeah. It's
So
very possible.
Shout out to Raph. I think Raph
Was
shared
that
with
with wait, hold on a second.
Ain't gonna happen.
Maybe, I don't know if I just made this up or not. Was that with Freddie Freeman? Did he ever play for the Braves?
Series?
Yeah.
Did he ever play for the Braves?
Yeah, Freeman did. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's where did he start there?
Yeah, remember he didn't want to leave the Braves, and his agency did something real shady to get him to the Dodgers. Like, did not let him know that the Braves tried to match the Dodgers' offer. And there was something in it for the agency to get him to LA. Like a bigger,
yeah. Obviously, he played for the Braves, but did he win the World Series with them or no? Probably not.
Let's get the stat guys on it.
Just thinking about. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting though. I mean, I did hear that the agency trend, I think, was like placing bets under his, like, from his account or something to get him to the Dodgers. I'm kidding. That was Shohei Ohtani. I'm just kidding. All right.
Old Shohei. yes, he did. In his
With
final season in 2021, he was a part of the World Series championship.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's only been with the Dodgers for 3 years then.
Yeah, something like that.
I feel like he's been there a lot longer. That's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Trent, go ahead.
Yeah, so mine is kind of current as well. Not injury ridden, but mine is kind of directed at one person, Aaron Boone. And any Yankee fan that is claiming that the umpires made a bad call.
On Juan Soto?
Yeah, and the interference call.
That was absurd. He's a joke.
It was not a bad call.
No, it wasn't.
It was the correct call. So, in case, to catch people up that haven't seen it, you could search it up and watch it. Routine pop fly. Juan Soto's on second, goes off the bag. It's like I said, it's a pop-up in front of him in the infield. Infield fly rule called. And Soto literally bumps into the fielder making the catch.
Boxed him out.
Yes, by rule, the fielder has the right to the ball. And even though the fielder still caught it, Juan Soto did return to second. Although I think the argument was, well, he has a right to the bag. No, the fielder has the right to the to the play. Now, if Soto would have
Right.
stayed on the bag and bumped him, Soto would have been totally fine. He would not have been called out. But that was by rule interference. And for people to say how much of a joke of a call it was, I'm sorry. I just want to get that off my chest and say you are wrong. That was the correct call. Sorry it sucks for you. And sorry that your manager gets ejected probably in like 3/4 of the season. I mean, the guy is hell. He even gets ejected so much the time he doesn't yell and a fan behind him yells, he still gets ejected this year. So, yeah. So if you are arguing to say that the umpires missed that call, you are incorrect. Read the rule book, know the rules, and stop your whining, Yankee fans. Nobody likes you. Okay. So,
Whoa.
yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I'm talking
Last week it was the city of Kansas City catching strays. Now Trent's throwing strays at the entire fan base of the Yankees.
Yeah.
I'll throw it.
They're a pretty big fan base.
All New York.
Whole New York. Oh, geez.
Wow. Oh, crap.
Holy cow. All right.
Yeah. Except Buffalo.
Yeah.
Trent is just ostracizing us into like this tiny little segment now. It's like, all right, that part of the country done.
Yeah.
That part.
Baltimore loves us. It's weird.
They do. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh man. And supposedly, I don't know. I think Philadelphia is probably starting to love us too, because we do talk highly of the Phillies too lately. But
yeah.
All right. My ball. This may not make the city of Baltimore love us, but my ball is the Orioles bullpen right now. And I texted you guys the other night about how bad the Orioles bullpen is. So I did kind of look up some things just to kind of see, what the hell is going on here, in terms of statistics and things like that. Because, you can get a hunch. But so currently, right now, the Orioles are second in I went with a save opportunities statistic kind of thing. I know there's a lot more that go involved with relievers and everything else because the relievers have really been sucking it up. But currently, right now, the Orioles are second in the MLB in terms of save opportunities at 29. They were in first as of Wednesday, but the Yankees now are up to 30. But of those save opportunities, they have only 18 saves, which means that there have been 11 blown saves. Now, sounds kind of steep. The Rays also have 11. The Pirates have 12. But these teams also don't have as many opportunities for saves as well. It's like, you got to win the close ones. And it kind of made me think about, playoffs and stuff last year with the Orioles where it was like, hey, 100 games, like, let's go. Right. And then just laid an egg in the playoffs. And I know they have been winning a lot of close games, especially early on and stuff. They do, get the bats going late, but something's got to change there with the relief situation, because I'll tell you what, the guy they just brought in from
Milwaukee,
I was going to say the Brewers. I mean, 4 walks and a triple. Like, that's not how you do it. Right? No. That's not how you win games. But so yeah, Baltimore's bullpen's they got to make some changes here. I know we also did talk about possible trades and things of that sort too. So hopefully it's not a guy like they did with the Brewers, like, because good God, like, yeah, oh my goodness. But so, all right, let's round out the MLB here with a wild pitch.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd just like to announce that I'm officially accepting Trent's beer bet about the Astros make the playoffs.
Whoa. Oh man. Wait until I get my audio mixer here with the podcast. I'll have those air horns going when things like that happen. Bow, bow, bow.
So thank you, Trent. That is officially on the books now.
Wow.
Wait. Don't I have to propose it again?
Oh my gosh. No. Here we go.
No, so that leads me into my wild pitch. That leads me into my wild pitch, which is the Houston Astros win the AL East. Not only do they make the playoffs, AL West, sorry. Not only do they make the playoffs, they win the AL West.
Wow.
Who's leading the AL West right now?
Mariners. Only by 5.5 games, I think it is. The Rangers are next with 3.5 games.
Houston did beat Seattle last night 4-0.
Trey, let's double down on it. I'll say they won't win the I say they won when the
No. Playoffs. I took your playoffs beer bet.
Wow,
That's the one I took.
I'll take it.
All right.
I'm riding with it.
All right.
Now bet me this: the Packers won't make the playoffs.
I'll bet you that.
Hmm.
You want to bet that?
We'll think about it here.
Let's save that for next segment here.
Sorry.
All right.
I just want to rattle them off now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll clearly take that bet. There should be three teams.
So that's your wild pitch then, Trey? The Astros.
Yeah, the Astros win the AL West. Yeah,
they win the AL West. Yeah. That is a terrible wild pitch. Okay.
All right, let's hear yours.
Chen, go ahead.
All right. My wild pitch is Juan Soto will be playing baseball in the state of New York next year for the Mets.
Oh, ugh. Oh, I don't like that.
For the Mets.
Why?
So he's in his last year.
Didn't know that.
The Yankees are completely paying out their rear ends in luxury tax. Juan Soto turned down $440 million with the Nationals.
You mean the Mets?
He turned down $440 from the Nationals, and that's when he went to the Padres. And now he's with the Yankees, and there's no way that the Yankees will pay Juan Soto more than Aaron Judge, let alone I don't think they can. So I believe that the Mets are going to pay him anywhere from $500 to $550 million, because he is only 24 years old, to play for the New York Mets moving forward. So this will be Yankees need to be all in right now. If they think they're going to win the World Series, they need to go all in right now, because this will be the last year of Juan Soto.
Man,
Juan Soto's 24.
Yeah.
And he's on his third team.
Yeah.
They're soon to be third contract.
Can we just talk about turn down $440 million with the Nationals?
No, it makes me sick. It makes me sick. I remember that when he did that alone, Trent, he automatically went on my do not like list.
Like, okay. That's what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong, if he did not commit to staying there long term at the beginning of the year. He said he is open to playing elsewhere. So if he's go get your New York money from the Mets, because they're going to pay it. Yankees aren't going to pay you.
What about the Cubs?
Still think it's going to be the Mets, because Trey, like you said, the Mets could get rid of Alonso this year. Okay, they could get rid of Alonso, and that would free a lot up for the Mets to make a run.
There you go, Trey. The Cubs get Alonso, Mets get Soto.
Yeah, I did say Alonso to the Cubs.
Yeah. So interesting. That's a lot of stuff about Soto I did not know. I still don't like him. So glad the Orioles don't have him, and I don't ever want him. I just don't like him.
Fair enough.
Agreed. Especially after that stare down.
That stare down and that stupid ass little box out move. Yeah. That just he keeps racking up the tallies, man. I just don't like it.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'll finish up baseball here with my wild pitch. I know a couple weeks ago, last couple weeks, we've been, talking a lot about pitchers, and, issues with the injuries and things like that. My wild pitch is just kind of more of just not a fun fact, but just an interesting kind of statistic here. But there have been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams this season out of all teams that have a pitcher that has pitched a complete game. Of those 8 teams, there have only been 2 teams that have had multiple pitchers pitch complete games. So I bring this up because of the pitching issues, and I know a couple weeks ago with Big John, he had talked about like pitchers just need to pitch more, and throw more, and get more reps essentially, as opposed to So that's kind of what tipped me off on looking into this stuff. So the two teams that have had multiple pitchers have pitched complete games this season. One was the Braves, and two were the Philadelphia Phillies. So just some quick stats on those, because then I started to think about, all right, well, how many pitches are they pitching? We look at guys that can sometimes hit 100 pitches within 5-6 innings, 5, 6, 7 innings. So I just kind of wanted to see like how much are they throwing here. So the Braves, Max, I always say Fried. Is it Fried or the Freed?
Freed.
I always want to say Fried every time I see it. Max Fried.
Fried food.
That's probably why this is not a summer body, but this is a Yeti body. Now Max Fried for the Braves actually pitched 2 complete games this season already. And I will say that the first game that he pitched, it was 105 pitches. He had 9 strikeouts, gave up 2 runs, only 1 earned, and only 3 hits. The second game, now this is a 9-inning game, 92 pitches in a 9-inning game.
Wow.
6 strikeouts, 0 runs, and also 3 hits. It kind of makes you appreciate, obviously good pitching, just in the sense of like, wow, some of these guys are hitting that in 6 innings. But I was listening to the Dueling Aces podcast the other day, so shout out to you guys, Mike Domblin and Wade's Bets, that they do have a future on Fried winning the Cy Young, so something to keep an eye on. But yeah, to see him as the guy that is, again, for the Braves, pitched 2 complete games. The other team was the Phillies. Now they have 2 separate pitchers. First one was Suarez. I know we talked a lot about Suarez last week. His complete game, he had 112 pitches, 8 Ks, 1 walk, and 7 hits.
Nola had one too.
And then Nola was the other one where he had 109 pitches, 8 Ks, and 4 hits. So just some interesting stuff. Like I said, pitchers got to pitch. If you really look at some of these pitchers, though, that I'm talking about here with complete games, those are 3 successful pitchers this season. So
it would be interesting to see this because I'm assuming it is an extreme downward trend from what complete games we're at versus where they're at now. And it's just interesting to hear, to read up on, this guy threw 140 some pitches complete game or 10 innings in a game, and it's remarkable. And some people do think that would be the solution to the arm issues. But my solution too is those guys that were doing it were using the sticky stuff, whether you want to admit it or not. Back in the day, those guys were using the sticky stuff.
Yeah, their sticky stuff wasn't spider tack though, Trent.
I'm just saying it's sticky stuff. It's still sticky stuff, and I'm going to see how many times I can say sticky stuff in a podcast episode here. Soon.
Sticky stuff.
Sticky stuff. And the sticky stuff works because I'm just telling you.
I just think back in the day.
Trey, stop watching. Stop watching.
Oh God. Oh, okay. I knew one. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that also goes to the adjustment with all this arm soreness and sitting guys out for the year with Tommy. I do think with the velocity that teams want from pitchers, the control, and now the take away using some of those substances, I think it's leading to these arm injuries. And I think you're going to see, just like Trey wants robotic everything in the world with umpires.
It's not true. Just umpires.
Everything.
Is she charging up, Trey?
Shut up. Oh my God.
But I think
Catel Marte.
I think you're gonna see I think you're gonna see the return of an agreement on some sort of sticky stuff for pitchers.
That's almost like saying though that there'd be an agreement on some sort of steroids being able to be taken. I don't think you're gonna see any
And there was.
What?
1998. Those got the MLB knew the MLB knew those guys were freaking juiced out of their minds. I mean,
Yeah,
did you
there
look
was
at
there
did you ever
wasn't a
look at the
rule
home run
against it.
numbers that year?
Right, but
It
Trent,
was-
what I'm saying is you're saying they come to an agreement and be like, oh, it's okay. You guys can use some sort of steroids, but not this. Like that's what I'm saying. It's so you're gonna say they can use some sort of sticky stuff. Is the same way as saying like, hey, you can use HGH, but you can't actually use this kind of. You know what I mean? It's like I don't think you're gonna see that.
They turn a blind eye to it. Tell me they don't.
To certain players, yes. To stars. I'd say to stars. Because if you even watch certain pitchers nowadays, there's totally marks on hats. And you see them touch their hats every single time. And it is on the outside of the hat. Yeah.
Well,
on the outside of the hat.
They are allowed to use rosin.
Are they allowed to? Yeah.
Well,
are they allowed to
use sunscreen on their hat?
The rosin and sunscreen combination? Because a lot of
yes,
guys
they are. Yes, they are. Because what are you going to do? Tell people they can't wear sunscreen, and the rosin is available. So
that's interesting.
Just load up on sunscreen before you go pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's legal, and it is the same exact thing as spider tack. They said it's just sticky.
I think if I were a pitcher, I would make sure that I sneezed into my hands right before the umpires checked me.
I think it's crazy. Like
it's really gross.
Check them. Prove it. That's not sticky stuff. Really sorry, I had to get one more in sticky stuff. All right, sorry, got on a little side tangent with the sticky stuff.
Yeah,
but
let's get on to your turnovers and touchdowns, Tyler. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's do it. The league that owns 3 days of the week.
That's right.
I feel like it's like 5 now.
Yeah,
true.
I feel like it's just Tuesday and Wednesday now that they don't know. Literally.
Friday, Packers, Eagles first week.
Yeah.
In Brazil.
Yeah.
Trey, give us that Portuguese accent. Go ahead.
Nope.
No.
He thought about it.
Don't let
it.
Yeah. No.
dude, I would turn it into a whole song.
Yeah,
you go back and record it. All right, so I have 3 here, and again, they're kind of more hypothetical stuff. But I got 3 touchdown turnovers here. The first one is the Bengals will miss the playoffs this upcoming season. Touchdown, turnover.
Well, Tyler.
This was Trey.
I don't know if you know this, but last year, that was one of my bold calls, was the Bengals were going to miss the playoffs. And you guys can say, oh, well, Joe Burrow was out. Joe Burrow, blah, blah, blah. What did I say? I don't think he's as healthy as what we think he is to start the season. And he never was healthy. And then he got another freak injury. So just to throw that out there, that's just proving my point. But anyway, I'm actually going to go turnover. They do make the playoffs this year.
So they make the playoffs, and Trent, I'll get to you in a second. Are they a wild card team or are they the winner?
They're a wild card team.
Okay. Trent, touchdown, turnover.
Turnover.
You think they do make it too?
Yeah. With where they finished last year, their schedule is going to be pretty favorable. It's going to be brutal in that division. To have to play the Ravens twice. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the Browns twice. And then, even the Steelers. I think Steelers, I hate to say this too, but I think the Steelers.
Sticky stuff for the Steelers.
In the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's got some smelly eggs.
Anyway, because they're going to be sneaky good.
The Steelers going to be sneaky good.
Oh, so yeah, I turnover.
Steelers.
So, and Trent, you also said wild card.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to dethrone the Ravens, though. I think they're going to be too good. They're gonna open up with a win against the Chiefs, but then they're going to lose to the Chiefs when it counts in the playoffs. That's what I feel like most of those teams do. The Bills, the Ravens, any sort of AFC contender, like even major NFC contender. They can beat them in the regular season, but nobody can beat the Chiefs when it counts. But who knows? You might have a couple more guys like just like ghost ride their cars into innocent families, run away, and not get in a whole lot of trouble. So it's
or
fine.
take advice from Michael Vick.
That really
Who's that?
Another Chiefs guy just got in trouble for dog abuse or something.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Yeah. Now, it wasn't dog fighting, but then it was a tweet supposedly resurfaced from 2016 where he said, like, dog fights tomorrow or something. And I'm like, that's not a good look, dude.
It was a ricochet shot at Mike Vick there.
Yeah, sorry, Mike.
No, I like Mike. I like Mike Vick.
He's been reformed.
Yeah. I understand. Listen. You were the one that yelled at me when I wore my Mike Vick jersey one time.
Well, yeah, I like dogs.
How could you do that? Yeah, I like dogs too, but like, I also like Mike Vick. All right. Anyway, Bengals missed the playoffs. I'm saying that's a touchdown. I hate to be the Grim Reaper here, but I think that Burrow, that he misses the whole season, but I think he misses some more significant time at some point in time where they have trouble to recover. I also think there's a little trouble in paradise with the receiving core at the Bengals right now. And, I think they have a great coach. I feel like they're missing like the big guys. Like they've always had skill guys, and I know we talked about like Penny Sewell last week and stuff like that, but like I feel like they're just missing guys that can set the tone up front. What
Sewell.
Okay.
Sewell.
Sewell at the bill.
Penny Sewell. Yes.
Coming from the Steelers over there.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say touchdown. I don't think they make the playoffs. I think there's trouble in paradise. I think they miss guys that can set the tone up front. Because Joe Burrow's, you could say he's a good leader, but I think there's a lot of times that a lot of those big guys on both sides of the ball, D-line and O-line, are actually very good leaders just because of the credit aspect. I'd even say more so offensive line than D-line, but so I think that's kind of their missing piece here. So
new OC, don't forget that.
That's right. Because the old OC went to the Titans.
Head coach.
So,
yep.
It's good. That's a good point. Then okay. All right. Next touchdown turnover here. The Chargers sweep the Chiefs in the regular season matchups.
Turnover.
Regular season.
Turnover.
Any reasons why, or you
I just think that that's really tough to do. Either like one beating someone in Arrowhead. Here's my thing. Trent, you said it earlier. I think it's really tough. The teams beat them in the regular season. They don't beat them in the playoffs. But
so why wouldn't you say a touchdown for this?
Because the reason being why Trent's saying that is I think the Chiefs are really good at adjusting. So if you beat a team in the regular season, what are you going to do? You're going to probably use the same game plan because it worked and you won. What are the Chiefs going to do? They're going to adjust and not run the same game plan because they know it didn't work. So, like, I think you're at an advantage if you – not at an advantage, but you have an advantage if you lose a game in the regular season and play them again. And I think the Chiefs are really good at adjusting if that were to happen. So I think it's really hard to sweep them in a season, let alone beat them at all. So
I'm actually going to take a little different route. I think Harbaugh will get them turned around in the long term, the Chargers. But I think short term, I think they're going to take some growing pains. I get you're protecting now your franchise by drafting Joe Alt, making some free agency moves, keeping your edge rushers with Bosa and Mack and whatnot, which is good. Harbaugh's known to build his teams through the trenches outward, to be honest with you.
Trey said that before our draft episode.
And however, I do look at it in the NFL. You do need some serious playmakers. And I think they lost the majority of their playmakers you're now no Eckler, no Mike Williams, no Keenan Allen. I know they got the guy out of Georgia with McConkey, and he's going to be good. It is McConkey. I don't
It
know
is-
what
it
you're
is,
about.
Yeah,
right.
it's just a silly name.
But anyway, but I don't. I don't think that they will have the firepower to score with them, in my opinion.
Okay. So you guys are both turnover. You said they will not sweep the Chiefs. I'm also going to be a little bit different. I'm going to say touchdown for this. I am a believer in Harbaugh. Always had kind of a soft spot for him being the previous coach. What?
You want a beer bet this time?
What, the sweep?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Amen.
Deal.
Okay, why you guys like ganging up on me here? Like you guys are like, oh, beer bet, and then you guys are like, yeah, let's go get Tyler.
No, I think that's a very yeah.
All right.
I just think it's a very bold and tough thing to
I'll
do.
be honest. I'll be honest with you. I know everybody's on the Chiefs, and I know the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and they're starting to get Seahawks vibes from me, for obvious reasons. Yeah. I just think with all the offseason turmoil, as much as they sound like a fart.
Right. That was a Richard Cork pop.
Is that what we call him?
Yep.
Whoa. He's going straight to the face, dude.
No glass.
No glass. We don't need no glass. Wow. All right.
Trey, I think they make robots that will do that for you.
Feed you whiskey out the bottle.
Yeah.
No, but real quick, Eric. So I'm going to say that they are going to sweep them. No, I know what I was saying. I think the Chiefs, with all the offseason turmoil, I think that they're just going to come into the season tired. Not like physically tired. I think just like mentally exhausted from all of the questions that they're going to get, in the season that they've already gotten from people in the media. Like, I think that they're just going to be worn down.
Yeah, but thank God they have the VP of planning making their schedule around Taylor Swift and making sure they're all well rested and she can make all the
right.
Thank God.
Right. No, I know. I mean, and this is a side note. Did you guys see the thing about Mahomes having a half brother that plays at the University of Brown as a wide receiver?
Yeah. No, his name's Graham Brown, I thought.
No, I'm pretty sure he plays at Brown.
No, I haven't seen this.
All right, we'll get the stat guys on and we'll bring it up maybe next
week.
Stop. Just stop it. Sometimes I don't know what he's gonna say. Something you.
Like, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, we'll ask what does that even mean? Like,
he's the receiver at Rice, and his name is Graham Walker.
Maybe transferred to
Brown. Oh no, he graduated from Brown University, and he's set to play wide receiver for the Rice Owls.
There you go. All right, so I was right. But yeah. All right. Thank you, stat guys. All right, so let's move into the last touchdown turnover here. We have Bill Belichick will be the new coach of the Dallas Cowboys next season. Sorry, not next season, 2 seasons from now.
So not this coming year, but the following.
Correct. McCarthy gets fired.
Turnover for me. It's a turnover. Because I think Belichick's going to try to pursue a franchise where he can coach for a little bit, but then just kind of chill in the front office. And I don't think the Cowboys is that franchise for him because I can't imagine him and Jerry Jones would be able to share the wealth with the power at all. That's the only reason for me because really I think Belichick's future is in a front office rather than the sideline.
Okay. So Trey, I am also on turnover, but I disagree with where you think Belichick's future is. I think you're going to see Belichick, especially after seeing him on the draft coverage with McAfee and the stuff with the roast with Tom Brady and all this. I actually think you're going to see Belichick fall in love with working on the Manning cast. Kind of similar to what Gruden did, where, hey, there's nobody's going to fire me for having a bad season. Nobody's going to be in the media talking about my job security. I think he's going to be really good, surprisingly good, because the guy comes off as very like grumpy and monotone, but when he gets around guys that also love the game and know the game like he does, he's very entertaining and has some funny stories to back it up. I mean, the guy has lived an entire life basically coaching in the NFL, and he's got the best stories to tell through announcing. And I think he's going to fall in love with it. He's going to make big money, and I think that's where he's actually going to say, "No, I'm actually done, and I'm going to stay in the TV booth."
So you do think he's done?
I think he's done. I think he has nothing, absolutely nothing to prove. I mean, he's like Nick Saban.
Kind of has something to prove.
No, I disagree. He has
winning without Brady. Like, well, you don't have to prove that, dude. That's not
every great.
He hasn't done it. He hasn't done it.
Trey,
Brady won a Super Bowl.
Every great coach had a great.
But to sit there and say he doesn't have anything to prove, I disagree with that.
It's like Bill Walsh had Montana and Young. Andy Reid has Patrick Mahomes. Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want him to do? Like, I'm just sorry for having Tom Brady, who was the 299th pick overall, that you developed and turned into your franchise.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing that quarterbacks are a big part of a coach's success. I completely agree. But to say he doesn't have anything to prove is not true.
Hey,
he does.
Listen, good coaches are good because they have talent. Let's be real.
Okay.
It's the truth. You got to have talent. Do you have to get the most out of your talent? Yeah, coaches have to be able to manage that and do that. But
so what if you have talent and don't win? Are you still a good coach?
No, I'm not saying that. That doesn't mean you're a good coach.
You don't win the Super Bowl.
No, I don't think until you win the Super Bowl. I know you're getting at here.
So I do too.
So I do too. Yeah, you could have the best team ever and not win the Super Bowl. And
wow, you're actually giving the Niners up. Okay, anyway, let's keep. Is that your last one, Ty?
Yeah, I didn't even get to give my opinion, but
go ahead.
It's all good.
I don't want to get in the Niners Packers crap.
We're not. I was ignoring him anyway.
Not yet.
I don't know. Initially, I was going to say touchdown. I think he would be, but I don't know, Trent. I think you actually convinced me just based on the nothing to prove kind of thing. I'll say turnover as well. I don't think he'll be the next coach.
He does have something to prove, guys. He does.
I don't know. I agree with the more that I think about it. I don't think he does.
Ty, do you want a beer bet, Trey, that he doesn't have anything to prove?
Yeah, let's get Trey.
There's a robot that could do his job in like 5 years.
Whoa, Trey got a little happy there.
Jesus.
All right.
Robot, just because I want robot umpires, now I'm this robot lover out of nowhere.
It's a weird thing, man.
Dude,
it's cool,
yeah.
It's cool. We're not judging.
Whatever.
No judgment.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we say? NBA, we're giving finals pick. NHL, we're giving Stanley Cup pick, and then we'll round out here last couple of minutes with UFC co-main event, main event, and then that'll be it. Take us into this weekend here into June. So NBA finals is now set. The Celtics and the Mavericks will be playing in the NBA finals, which I believe starts, I think, pretty sure it starts on June 6th. So we'll get those. Well, let's just do this picks real quick. So you got Mavericks, Celtics. Trey, who you got?
I'm going to go to Celtics. I think it's third year finally. More talented team. I would say an easier road to the playoffs too, or to the finals. So I'm going to go Celtics.
Okay. Chet?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the old ongoing joke is the Celtics are great at winning the East, but not winning the finals. But I do believe the Celtics are going to get Porzingis back. So you're going to see a little bit of a rematch of Porzingis versus one of his prior teams. And then you're going to get Kyrie going to Boston, where he is hated, absolutely hated. So there's some good storylines there. I'm kind of indifferent in whoever wins. I love Jason Tatum being part of the Brotherhood of Duke. I do think Boston is a more talented team. But then it is tricky on the other end where you got Derek Lively, Duke player, Kyrie Irving, Duke player, and you got Luka. And I like Luka, but I'm not gonna lie, I really get sick of him having to whine to the refs whenever just somebody breathes on him or plays defense. Like that's annoying as hell.
Yeah.
He's good, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be 4-2 in the series. Celtics win.
Interesting. I'm gonna go Celtics. I'd prefer the Mavs. I just don't like the Celtics. Mavs annoy me a little bit too. I'm not a huge Mark Cuban guy, but different story. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go Celtics. I'll say, I think just because these, I don't know. I feel like these ended quick. I mean, it was a sweep and a 4-1 series. Like it was pretty damn quick. So I feel like I'm gonna say it goes at least 4-2, probably 4-3, just to get more viewership. So, and we all know that the NBA is probably the most set up of all the leagues. So
I think the most games that'll go at 6. It might be 4.
I said 4. I just said 4-2.
Who?
I did.
No.
Yeah. No, you said 4-3.
You said 4. You said 4-1, but then you said they'll probably extend it to a 6th. I said 4-2.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I meant to say 4. I don't know.
It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. Celtics win. All right. NHL playoffs. I know you guys. I don't know Trey as much as you, but I know Trent. You haven't watched the NHL as much as I have. It's pretty exciting here. Pretty.
Can I say we're picking the winner here?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, it kind of depends still to me.
Yeah. I mean,
we
can update. Yeah, go ahead.
So, if the Panthers win, if they win the Eastern Conference,
yeah,
and they play the Oilers, I think the Oilers win.
You think the Panthers lose to the Oilers?
Yes. If the Panthers play the Stars, I think the Panthers win. If the Rangers beat the Panthers, I think the Rangers beat both of the Western Conference teams.
All right. So
makes sense.
It does. Just how about right now? So right now, where the series stand, the Oilers Stars are 2-2. Oilers had a pretty nice showing the other night. Stars had a really nice showing a couple nights ago. And then the Panthers ended up last night beating the Rangers. So that series actually stands at 3-2.
Right.
Panthers.
Right.
Which a lot of people were like, oh, Rangers too good. I'll be honest with you, I mean, maybe you want to think about like where you want to pick, but just off the cuff with stuff, again, my heart wants the Oilers. Love Connor McDavid. Love I like a lot of the Draisaitl, Nurse, all those guys on that team. I want the Oilers to win.
Yes, me too.
Something tells me though, man, the Panthers. Matthew Tkachuk is just a mean SOB. He is hockey through and through. And I'm gonna say that the Panthers win the Stanley Cup this year. And keep in mind, I had this before they won. I had picked again. I did most of my research Wednesday night and stuff. I had the Panthers even before. I think it was even before they had tied the series up 2-2. So I think the Panthers win the Stanley Cup this year. I think Tkachuk is just too tough, man. So,
you guys both had them losing to Florida. Or sorry, you guys had them. You both had them losing to Boston.
To Boston, right? You're exactly right. And I
Not
think the fact that they were able to get through Boston like they did, And I'll tell you what, if you get through Boston and you can also get through the Rangers, who were not the Conn Smythe Awards, Trent, were the President's Cup champions this year. Sorry. I think the Panthers take it, dude.
See, I think the Panthers can beat the Stars. I don't think they beat the Oilers. But on the flip side, the Rangers beat both the Stars and the Oilers.
Yeah, no, I know.
All right, I'll wrap this up. Panthers, Oilers, Stanley Cup final. Oilers win in 7. Connor McDavid, new face of the NHL.
Yeah,
The neighbors up north finally get to raise a Stanley Cup.
That's true.
So, because it's been a while, I know it's your sport.
I wouldn't say finally becomes the face of the NHL. I feel like McDavid's been the face.
I agree with that, Trey.
So, but it will
gets a ring.
So it'll solidify his face.
Yes, it'll solidify him being the guy.
It's weird.
His face.
He's got a solid face.
Yeah.
His face.
But part of me might also be cheering for the Panthers just strictly because I want the United States to win. So here's what it is.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
On to the fighters, fellas.
Let's do it. Let's wrap this
All
up.
Right. Yep. Rounding out here with UFC. So we got, like I said, obviously UFC 203. 302's got several fights. We're just going to talk main event, co-main event here. So we'll start with the co-main event, which is Strickland versus Paulo Costa. I'll give you guys some odds and picks and all that stuff while we're talking here. But right now, as it stands, and Trent, if you want to chime in, I know you said you had some data and stats too.
I'll share those with my picks.
Okay. So right now, as it stands, Strickland, this was on DraftKings. Strickland was minus 238 to win. Again, these are fluid, so things might change a little bit here and there. Minus 238 to win with Strickland. Rounds are set at 4.5. The under is on the favorite side. The under 4.5 at minus 135. This, because it is a co-main event, is a 5-round fight, obviously. In terms of gambling and stuff, because looking at minus 238, super juiced. You know what I mean? Unless you're going to pair that with some other sort of parlays or things like that. You can get Strickland to win by KO, TKO, DQ for plus 175. You can also get him to win by decision at plus 150. So if you really are looking at what? No, you can't.
Even better, depending on the book you're looking at.
This is mine are all from DraftKings.
Okay.
But so I mean, if you want to look at that in the sense of, you actually want to pick what he's going to win by, I think your odds are better that way. Again,
you almost have to, Ty.
238. Yeah.
You almost have to. I mean, unless you're parlaying, or doing a little bit of same game parlay with a crossover, with rounds and money lines. But you're right. Both fights, the money lines are outrageous unless you're on. If you really think an upset's going to occur, then yeah, take it. But Tyler, I'm on one of your picks. It's actually I'm on Strickland. And specifically to win by decision. I snagged that already on FanDuel. It is plus 190. On Fanatics, it is plus 180. 6 of his last 8 wins have come by decision.
It's good stat.
He outpunches most of his opponents, and not just punches, but with significant strikes as well. And also throw this out there is like Paulo Costa he's tough, but in my opinion, he's overrated. He hasn't won a fight since 2018.
He also
hasn't fought.
Yeah, but he's also he can punch himself out sometimes too.
Yeah, I mean, he got against Whitaker. He almost caught Whitaker early with that back kick. That spinning back kick. But I got Strickland by decision plus 190. Like I said, Costa hasn't won a fight since 2018. If this goes under the 4.5 rounds, then I believe Costa wins. I think Costa sneaks a knockout.
No way.
But no, I'm not saying this, but I'm saying that's the only reason the under might be favored.
I have
rounds there.
So,
but it's going to distance.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you 100%. I think it's more likely to go to the distance for that reason. But I also think Strickland is almost like a boxer, where he doesn't take big hits, but he will stand up toe to toe with someone, and he lands more strikes, like significant strikes, but he also lets people hit him, just not cleanly. 6 of his last 8 fights go on the distance. I didn't know that, Trent. That's pretty crazy. But
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Sorry, 6 of his last 8 wins.
Yeah, well, okay, even crazier. But it's a 5-round fight. I'm going. What I like that DraftKings and UFC have started doing is spreads. I'm going to go Paulo Costa plus 5.5 for plus 105 odds, because if it goes the distance, then that's a win because it's only 5 rounds and I win by the hook. If Paulo Costa does sneak a knockout, or he lands a sequence that Strickland can't recover from and he wins that way, then it's also a win. So I'm going plus 5.5 Costa.
Is that how that works with UFC stuff?
Scoring.
So like the 29, 28, 30, 27, like
right. So if Strickland wins every round, but it goes the distance, he'll probably win 25-20.
Okay.
But I'm plus 5.5, so I win by the hook. But if Paulo Costa wins before they decide, or he submits him or something, then you win automatically.
Okay. All right. So the bet I'm taking, I'm actually a little bit different than you guys. I say that Strickland actually will knock him out. And if not knocked out, I think it'll be something along the lines of where it gets called. So I took Strickland to win by KO, TKO, DQ. I think Costa won't be in shape. And I think Strickland's just going to make him look like a rag doll. At least I hope. All right, last one here. You got the main event. Makhachev and Poirier. Currently, just again, I'll just start off with odds, and you might have some different odds and stuff. I used all DraftKings for mine just to kind of look these up. Makhachev is minus 650 to win, so obviously a steep money line. The rounds are set at 2.5. The under 2.5 is at minus 166 on DraftKings. A couple of the other odds here in terms of to win. Makhachev to win by submission is minus 120. To win by KO, TKO, DQ is plus 275. Obviously, Makhachev is a submission, guru. I will say this, and this is actually probably more along the lines of, if you want, because it's still steep, you know what I'm saying? But I thought this was cool. Is DraftKings actually offer something called a victory double chance, where you can have Makhachev to win by KO, TKO, DQ, or submission, okay, minus 280. So you're kind of covering everything besides decision there. So as opposed to picking him to go minus 650 in, say, a parlay, you could go with a double chance on some sort of parlay and get it at minus 280 and make your odds a little bit better. The only thing you're not including there is, again, decision. But Makhachev, don't think this is going to the distance. I think he gets rid of Poirier pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I mean, I want Poirier, but I don't think he stands a chance. I think Poirier is. I'm actually surprised this fight's even happening. I don't think there's much of a challenge.
You're throwing Poirier a bone. I mean, the guy's done what Dana wants, and he's put on shows. And I think this is his last. This is his last title shot, because I think the next time, if McGregor wins, I think Poirier and McGregor are going at it again. This time, hopefully, no broken bones. But Tyler, I'm actually on. I'm on Islam Makhachev. Pronunciation, not sure. But I once again I used FanDuel today, and I took him to win by submission for plus 100. The past two times
Where'd you get
it was
that at?
it was
No,
minus
he's
one.
right.
Yeah, it
'Cause
was
I got
minus
I got
120. It was minus 120. I got him for plus 100 on FanDuel.
They boosted.
No, it's just Makachev to win by what did I say? Submission, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's plus 100.
Take that real quick.
Yeah, and then so part of the reason why is Poirier's he likes to throw. The fights that he's going to win, he's going to get an opportunity to stand toe to toe and throw some bombs. Surprised there's not a line over and under on how many attempted guillotines he's going to try. But failed guillotines he's going to try. But I'm going to be cheering for Poirier. However, I make the mistake with betting UFC with my heart and not my head too many times. So I am picking Makhachev to win by submission. The last two times that I say this, he's tried to win the title. He's lost by submission. Poirier. And
dude, yeah, I took that plus 100. That's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took it on DraftKings, and that's one of my bets too. That I was going to say is Islam minus.
Can I just throw this last thing? The last time Poirier did lose for this belt by submission, or one of the times, was to Islam's coach.
Could be.
Yeah, could be. So just to throw that out there, it does help. Because Khabib's good. I'm not a fan of him, but the guy was dominant. And to have a guy that's your coach in your corner going into the fight, that's a huge advantage. Just huge.
Oh,
yeah. Turn, I'm with you. I'm going taking Islam by submission. I got it minus 120. I didn't know about the plus 100 on FanDuel, but
still there.
So I just took, man.
Yeah, I'll double down on it. But fun little fact about Paulo Costa and championship fights and everything. The last 4 cards that Paulo Costa has fought on there's been a title fight, and the title has been switched off last 4 of those cards.
Ooh. So
Paulo Costa has fought on. The champ always loses the last 4 times.
I hope so.
Man, that'd be wild.
So what do you guys think? Would it be smart, if you're wagering, to take the submission plus 100 and then sprinkle on the money line to kind of ensure yourself? Because you get Poirier for what did you say, like plus 600, Ty?
No, plus 455.
Yeah.
455, which is still good.
You could almost cover yourself with a smaller bet there.
You could use the same unit and you'd make out either way.
Yeah.
You could use the same unit with a robot.
Yep. Beep, boop, bop.
It's been fun.
Yeah, that's
I do want to actually start titling like our episodes based off of like something that comes up a lot in episodes. So I would definitely title this the robot episode.
I was gonna say robots and sticky stuff from Trey.
Yeah, sticky stuff. Oh, that's weird. Nah, that's weird. Gosh. All right. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Sticky stuff. Hey. And don't forget them Snealers.
Snealers. Yeah.
Snealers. Gosh, that was funny.
But
all right. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your June. Nice weather Saturday. So let's go.
Hey.
Well, pool time.
Right. Yep.
I'll be at the Women's US Open, baby. At Lancaster.
Really?
Yeah. That's where it's at.
On Saturday.
Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday.
Cool.
Have fun. Watch for like stray drives.
Oh, I hope I get hit. I'll get a signed glove. I'm going to look for drives so I can dive under the ball and get decked.
Does Michelle Lee still golf?
Nope, she does not.
Trey is a big fan of diving under balls.
All right.
for butter.
Well, on that note, good
Have a great
episode,
weekend.
guys. Yeah.
Yep. See you guys.
See ya.
Oh, there's one last balloons for
Yeah. Oh,
All
yeah.
right. See ya.
Yeah.
See you, fellas.